Today we're checking out the Borla ATAK midsection muffler assembly for the 2021 and newer 3.5 liter EcoBoost and the 5.0 F-150 with factory dual exhaust systems. This midsection upgrade is a great option for F-150 owners looking to add a deeper tone, reduce drone on the freeway, and get the aggressive sound profile that the Borla ATAK setup features. The standout feature of this muffler assembly is going to be its acoustically tuned design by Borla. So on our wake the neighbor scale, this is going to come in at a strong 3 out of 5 likelihood to wake that neighbor. This setup features a polyphonic harmonizer, and Borla's polyphonic harmonizer technology utilizes patented units that contain pipes of different diameters and lengths to create multiple exhaust notes that harmonize to deliver a clean, rich, full-bodied sound. This system features patented straight-through and multi-core technology to unleash hidden horsepower by reducing that back pressure when you compare it to a stock exhaust setup. This CNC machine flange design ensures a perfect leak-free connection with your exhaust component, and this perfect alignment ensures smooth airflow, helping maintain or even improve horsepower and throttle response. Constructed from premium T304 stainless steel, this piece resists corrosion and holds up under high heat, ensuring long-term durability and performance. On a final note, it retains the high-quality finish and fitment Borla is known for, providing a bolt-on installation that requires no welding or cutting. And if you stick with me, we'll show you that install here in a minute. This is going to be a reliable upgrade that really improves the sound of your truck with an aggressive head-turning exhaust tone. All right, when it comes to the construction, this is going to be built from T304 stainless steel like I just mentioned. This midsection muffler assembly features a precision TIG-welded straight-through perforated core wrapped in stainless fiber. The CNC machine flanges are going to align exactly with any aftermarket or stock systems for a hassle-free installation. Its corrosion-resistant finish and sturdy welds ensure that this part is built to last. Now when it comes to the pricing, this is coming in right around that low 900 price range. So for F-150 owners looking to improve their exhaust and get a better sound out of their truck, this is coming in at a pretty solid price point for that Borla ATAK branding. Installation is a straightforward clamp-on design, but it's getting rated a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and you should set aside about 4 hours to finish the job. Just unbolt whatever midsection you have on the truck right now, align the new piece, and tighten the clamps. Now let's see exactly how that install goes with an install video from one of our AmericanTrucks customers.
Okay, so here's a quick rundown on tools I used. Jack stand to help hold the exhaust up. I'm doing this by myself, so that was definitely useful, needed. Really you only need 3 sockets, 10, 13, 15. I was switching back and forth between 3/8 and 1/2 inch drive. So here's 3/8 set, 1/2 inch. Power tools definitely help, you don't need it though. Pry bars or long screwdrivers, didn't really need to use them, but if you need to pry the exhaust off the rubber hangers, that's definitely helpful there. And definitely would recommend using WD-40 or some type of lubricant to help everything come out and come apart easy. So even in my truck, it's 2 years old, it's got 10,000 miles on it, but there's still more rust in the exhaust than I thought there would be. So yeah, that's it, that's a rundown. Okay, underneath the truck, we're gonna spray. I just have WD-40. This truck isn't rusted at all, so I'm just gonna use WD-40 and spray the bolts and the hangers. So up here, right in front of the rear tire, above the axle, spray some up there. And then I don't have a lift, so I'm on the garage floor. Right up above there's another hanger. Throw some on that. Turn it around. All right, a bolt hanger to go up here. Exhaust hanger right here. Keep going to the front. And you see there's 2 bolts up here in front of the front muffler, front resonator. Alright. Sprayed up. Let it sit for a couple minutes and then we'll start wrenching. Alright, so moving under the truck, right next to the transfer case at the front, we've got 2 bolts to take out. One here, one on this side, so we'll pop those out. These are a, what is it, 13, yep, 13 millimeter. Alright, so we're gonna work backwards towards the rear of the truck. And let's see another one here. So we have to get this out. This is a 15 millimeter, you need a 15 mil deep socket. It's kind of at a goofy angle, but you can get this. I'm gonna use an impact on it. You can get an impact up in here, I think. Yeah, thanks Ford for putting it on this angle. Alright, that's loose. Alright, continuing to go work back. So right up here, we've got 2 clamps to take off back here. Again, this is another, they're both 15 mil. Actually, I'm gonna put these back on there just so I don't lose them. Alright, all the bolts are out, so now we just gotta take both things apart. I'm hoping I don't have to take the tailpipes off. I was gonna try to leave them, but stuff isn't moving very well, so they might have to come off. So this whole thing has to move backwards. Alright, so you do have to start on the rear of the truck to take tailpipes off and the exhaust tips. There's 2 bolts right here we have to remove. These are 10 mil. So pop those off. Those back on there. All right, now this is loose. And slide this a little bit here. All right, so now all this is loose, should come down. So we gotta fight with that a little bit. See if we can get this out of this hand. In there and help it move. Alright, let's see if I can put it up. Helps if you take your spare tire out. Got a lot more headroom. Alright, still doesn't want to slide, so we're going to take this bracket off too. We're just going to leave it on. We'll take a bracket off. 10 millimeter here, another 10 millimeter right there. So set this down, take it off. Alright, now you guys should be able to see. Try and get this one out. I just want to support the exhaust a little bit. I got my knee under it right now. There's an easier way to do it than this. I'm gonna put a 10-12 inch extension on, and way more than it should have been. Alright, one second. Whew. Alright, so while I'm here, I'm going to spray this side a lot. Alright, now we're going to do the same on the driver's side. So taking two 10mm bolts out here, do these first this time. One, two. And then we gotta do these front ones again. Let's see right here. 1 and 2. Those are 10 mil as well. Alright, let's see if we can slide this side out. Place some more WD-40 up in here to help move things along. Man, it's moving just so slow. It's hard to grab a hold of anything to hold on the thing. Tailpipes, exhaust tips are getting. Out. Go. Alright, so moving forward, this muffler. There's one hanger to pop off up here. Another one right here. So we'll slide that off. And we already disconnected this earlier, so this should slide straight back. There's not really a good angle to this camera, so I think spray some WD-40 up in there. WD-40, we'll spray it on this overlap area. Since there's more rust in this exhaust system than I thought there would be. I'm gonna leave that hanger on for now and do this other top one. I like to do this one first. This one's easier. Alright, went and got some jack stands just so this thing doesn't come crashing down on my face. here. All right. Now we're gonna fully remove the front bolts and this should loosen this up. We're gonna take these front ones out again. Not again, but take them all the way out. Should loosen everything up. Alright, that's all loose. You gotta get the top exhaust hanger off top the muffler. So we'll move and do that. Alright, so now just one hanger left. Slide that out, and the whole thing should come out and down. It's almost out. There we go. Alright, exhaust is out. Okay, we're set up under the truck, doing the front muffler pipe. So we're gonna put this on, just gonna set it in and put the bolts through and just kind of tighten them up a little bit. We're gonna leave everything loose just so we have room for adjustment and flexibility, movement as we need. Put a jack stand under it just to help support. Alright, and these are 13mm bolts. So again, we're just gonna snug them up a little bit. That's all I'm gonna do for that right now. So we get the rest of the parts in. Okay, move the camera a little bit. Need some more room to work. So next is the mid pipe. This, slide this on. Make sure you put a clamp on. Clamp over. And slide that on. Jack to help support it. Alright, another clamp. Make sure that it's on before you put the Y pipe on. Y pipe's right here. Hanger the rod first. Line these up. Clamps, hangers are in, everything's still loose. Get this jack out of the way. Alright, we can snug things up now. I might put the tailpipes on first, just to give a lot of flexibility with being able to move things around, and then we'll snug up at the end. Another thing to look for, there's a weep hole right here. There it is, right here. You want that on the bottom, make sure that's not on the top, so you basically have the Borla ATAK on the sides rather than facing down, so your resonator can drain out. So I'm gonna tighten up the front, at least get it good and snug right now, so this doesn't move anymore. Alright, that can't move anymore. Good. Alright, so while I'm here too, I'm gonna snug these two clamps up. These are 15mm. Not tight, just again snug so things don't come back apart. Okay. Alright, back to the tailpipes. Okay, back under the rear of the truck. Put the tailpipes back on. First thing, don't forget exhaust clamps. Put that one on. That should work. Alright, clamps are on. Borla recommends installing the exhaust hangers back on first, so work on that. Alright, so just like you took it apart, thing that's moving here, that goes there. Get the bottom started. Alright, so find that 10mm socket. We're gonna try to test fit, make sure everything fits in the way it's supposed to. So I'm gonna grab the passenger tailpipe. Let's see. Maybe not. The way these hangers are, it's not lining up real well, so get these out. And I'm gonna pop this back off. See if it's easier with it on the tailplate. I don't know why that's so hard. There we go. And it's still gonna leave it all loose. Connect the back. Tailpipe. Holding on to my this exhaust. I'm gonna connect this one back up. It's snugged up, so that one's on. Obviously we're still loose everywhere, so we can snug up the rest. I'm gonna put the other one on first before we snug anything on this side. And see if this one will fit in there nice. All right, it's mostly on. Everything's still loose. Okay, just gotta tighten these clamps up. These are 15 millimeter. Alright, those are snug. Leave everything loose just for I can adjust the exhaust tips. Okay, the tips look good. They're set where I want them. And tighten everything up. Alright, again, those are 15 mil. Everything here is 10. And I'm kind of switching back and forth between 1/2 inch and 3/8 drive. So. Might look confusing, but you're really only using 3 sockets, 10, 13, and 15. These are 10. I don't want to over tighten these, so nice and easy. Yep. Okay. Good, tight. We're going to switch over to the other side. Alright, left here, 10s. Okay, it's all good. Okay, we're just gonna work our way forward, tightening up the clamps. And so these two here are 15. The front ones are 13. Don't use a long extension up here. That will not work. Grab that little shorty. Okay, kind of one of the last things I'm doing is just wiping down the exhaust. I've read if you leave your fingerprints on it, it'll burn in. My hands are pretty dirty. My garage floor is really dirty. I'm sure my shirt is, but didn't want grease, oil, dirt on it, so just give it a good little wipe down. Okay, it's on, everything's tight. Time to fire up, see what it sounds like, and check for any leaks.
All right, that's gonna wrap up our review and install of the Borla ATAK midsection muffler assembly for the 2021 and newer 3.5 liter EcoBoost and 5.0 F-150 with the dual factory exhaust. And for all things F-150, keep it right here at American Trucks.